Alright guys, welcome aboard. Disco here. Wanted to do a quick run through the Case 1 departure and recovery in the Harrier aboard the Tarawa, and just kind of show you the process that I use for both of those. So this is just going to be a quick walkthrough, nothing specific, not a full-on tutorial, just the kind of things I'm normally looking for. So I prefer to have the lights up, so first thing we do is turn the lights up. Now coming around, we're going to take the bingo. I'm going to set that at 2,200 pounds. Not a problem today. We're not going to need to be worried about that. Up here on the HUD, because it's used as our radar warning display, you'll see a lot of clutter. I'm going to go ahead and turn the RWR off. This is a training hop. And we're not going to be basically out of the sight of the boat, so we don't have to worry about it. I'm going to turn the lights up. Alright, next we're going to come over to the right, NPCD, we're going to do a bit check, stop, make sure those are off, menu, VREST, stow, start takeoff. See here the dry setting is going to be 77 knots. So we're going to go master mode, 77, whoop, hit the pitch caret, 77, enter. ODU2, pitch carets at 14 degrees, nozzle rotation speed is set. While we're here, we're going to set the radar altimeter, or set the altimeter to radar. We're going to go TACAN, channel 2, and on, which is going to give us the Tarawa here. Also, before we move on, we're going to pull the course knob and go to 275, which is our BRC for today. Alright, that's set. We're going to pull the range into 13 nautical miles. We're not going to go very far. Make it easier to see, we're going to knock the gain down a little bit. Knocking the gain down, knocking the gain down. That's pretty good. I can still see everything I need to see. Coming around the corner, the lights are on. Fuel pump's good. Parking brake is off. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and turn the hover light on. Alright, we're ready to taxi at this point. So we're going to go ahead, nose wheel steering is on. There we go. Center. You'll hear me talking occasionally just to the computer. I do use voice attack quite a bit. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put some power on. I'm going to select the high gain on the nose wheel steering with the pinky switch. I'm going to pull around, and then I'm going to take us up to, we're going to go up to the 650 foot mark, and then we'll get ready for takeoff. So, power is coming up, and we're rolling, coming around the corner here. There we go, basically lined up. Okay, so set the flaps to stall at this point. We're going to set the stow stop for 60 degrees. Make a quick check, we got it. Alright. Okay, so it's going to be a dry takeoff, so it's a two-finger salute. We'll basically look over, we'd give the shooter the two-finger salute so he knows it's a dry departure. So we're going to go ahead and set the engine page up. We'll monitor the acceleration as we leave. No weapons on board, and good to go. Alright, so brakes are coming on, and power's coming up. Once we start skidding, we'll release the brakes. There we go. There's our nozzle speed. We're going to wait to the end and pop. And gears coming up. Nozzles are coming forward quickly. We're going to try and get the path indicator and witch's hat. Flaps up at 200 knots. Going to get the speed brake, and there's 500 feet. We're going to accelerate out to 300. There we go. Alright, not a bad takeoff. So, on our way out to the 7-mile destroyer, we're going to get back down to 500 feet, 300 knots. Now's when we're going to do our quick cleanup. We're going to go ahead and clear the stow stop. We're going to to leave the flaps auto since we're coming right back into land. I'm going to go ahead and do a very quick fuel dump. I'm just going to drop about 1,000 pounds here real quick. So again, using voice attack, we're going to go ahead and contact the Tarawa. F5, F3, F1.
Marshall 055, marking maps 27845, Angels 0.5, state 6.5.
055, Mother's weather is visibility 10 plus miles. Scattered clouds at 7,000. Altimeter is 29093. Case 1 recovery expected DRC 275.
Hey fellas.
Report see me at 10.
Alright, so see you at 10. We'll do that a little early.
055.
Center.
Altitude.
Alright, so we're past 7 miles. We're cleared weird. We're going to go ahead, put some power in. We're going to make a quick 180 and climb up to 2,000 feet. There's the boat, F2.
055. See you at 10.
So we're coming around to the reciprocal of our BRC, which is going to be 095 degrees.
055. State 5.4.
There's 95. We're going to go ahead and turn off fuel dump. We're going to work our way up to 2,000 feet. And we can take a little power out now. Down to a better weight for our recovery. Coming up on 2,000 feet. There we go. So we're going to continue to slow down, because if we were going to hold, we would hold at around 300 knots. The Harrier real happy at 300 knots. And again, not intended to substitute for any real-world knowledge here. This is just what I've taken from the NATOPS and flying.
055. Overhead Angels 2. State 5.1.
055. Power, roger. BRC 275. Signal is Charlie.
055.
Alright, so coming up on position 3 here in the port hold, which is basically just to beam the port side of the boat. I usually take a 30-degree cut away, which makes my turn in easier. A little bit of power is coming in now, so we're going to accelerate to 350 knots. We're going to descend to 800 feet. We're going to roll out on 125 degrees, which is 30 degrees off the BRC reciprocal. This just gives us a cleaner turn back into the boat. So still coming down, still accelerating. I'd like to make that turn in at about DME 5. So there's 800 feet, 350 knots, DME 5, turning in. A little bit of power, a little bit of a pull. So we'll work our way back up just a little bit. Looking pretty good. There's the boat. To go. Start tightening our turn up. You can see the vertical speed's real sensitive on the Harrier in V-stall mode, which is good because it really helps us fly the airplane cleanly. Alright, looks like a slight wide on that, not bad. So, next step is we'd call initial at 3 miles. So we're working for the BRC, which is 275, 350 knots, 800 feet. 3.5 initial. Alright, so we're BRC, we're basically on speed, basically on altitude. Next step, coming past the bow of the boat, I'm going to look at the boat, I'm going to look at the clock there, and whatever the clock says when I pass the boat on the seconds column, I'm going to add 10 seconds, and that's going to be my turn. It will also be roughly 1 mile DME. Okay, so, and 4.2, so we're going to turn at 5.2. And looking for, there we go, 5.0, 5.1, 5.2 boards. Power's coming to idle, level, turn. We're going to look for about 3 Gs or so. I usually bring the nozzles back to around 25 during the turn. Looking for 250 knots. Gears coming down. Now we're trimming. Coming through 200 knots. Power's starting to come back in. Looking for around 12 degrees of angle of attack. Coming down to 600 feet. Looking pretty good. Alright, coming through the beam, we're going to go water on, flaps to V-stall. About 3 seconds past the beam, a little bit of power coming out, starting our turn. Now we want to hold that 10 to 12 AOA. Coming through the 90, I usually work towards 40 degrees. You'll get a balloon because the flaps are going to hit a big change to stoval. I'm a bit high here at the 90. So we're going to leave a little power out, let it drop a bit. And we're going to widen the turn out a little bit. Alright, now we want to be close to Witch's Head on the horizon. Rounding this corner, we're going to come back to about 60 AOA, or 60 nozzle. Transitioning to jet-borne flight here pretty quickly. There's going to be 70 degrees nozzle. A lot of nose forward trim now because we're running on the jets. A little high, so we're going to keep coming down. In close, going to go ahead and go to hover stop. And we're going to keep the nose forward so that we don't slow down too much. Working our way down to 120 feet. Alright. Keep coming down, keep coming forward, keep coming down, keep coming forward. Alright, so there's our altitude. We're basically matched up with the boat. Clear to land, spot 8, and clear to cross. So a little bit of right bank, a little bit of left rudder, a little bit of nose forward so that we don't drift back. Alright, stable over the boat and get over the tram line. Over the tram line. Not too fast now on that descent. Drifted forward a bit. Alright, and there's brakes. Flaps up, nozzles forward. Water off, nose wheel steering's on. And that's a quick trip around the pattern. Thanks.